the Jaguars and the Bears. And you might say, like, hey, guys, what the hell are we doing here? Jaguars and the Bears. But Jack's boy, Caleb Williams, is finally starting to figure it out a little bit.
You see this? Wore my USC hat today.
Jack coming around on Caleb Williams a little bit.
No, I'm just giving him his flowers for one game.
Ziggy was predicting that eventually, the way that we came to the realization with the Packers last year, that, oh crap, like Jordan Love looks good. And it slowly went from doom and gloom to like, we were on the acceptance trail. That at some point, Jack may be on a similar 7 stages of grief with Caleb Williams throughout the season. But Caleb, he had his best game.
3 horrendous. Let's not jump the gun here.
He has, but he's gotten better. I read an article. It was a overreaction article piece, to be fair, from a Chicago fan, where they intentionally overreact like crazy. And he was just like, I've never seen someone progress at this rate in the NFL the way Caleb Williams has over these past 5 weeks, where it's gotten substantially better each week. And he was very good. He was very good in the win against the Panthers. DJ Moore, 5 receptions, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns in that game. This was another one of those games now, Bears-Jaguars, statistically speaking. And it's bad when Jack and I are throwing out stats because it's that obvious. This is a statistically great game for the Bears on paper here.
Yeah, you talk about bad secondaries. The Jaguars are coming off back-to-back games, giving up 340 or more passing yards. Mm-hmm. Against CJ Stroud, very good. Joe Flacco, all right. And I think from the Bears' perspective, right, this is a very winnable game at home. If you win this game, you're 4-2.
Crazy,
right?
Yeah,
crazy.
And they're at 3-2. They're tied for last in the division, which is just outrageous and tells you how strong the NFC North is. But at 4-2, you have to start thinking about this team making one of those wild card spots. It would be one of the best records in the NFC. And again, I think you have to be happy about drawing a very winnable game against a team that's allowing the second most yards per play, that's dead last in opponent EPA per play, right as Caleb Williams is starting to get hot. And the Jaguars offense, I don't think, has threatened a lot of people. I know they did well against the Colts, but the Bears offense is a completely different beast. Even though they're only 2-point favorites, this is in London, right?
Completely so different beast is a little strong, but yes.
The
Bears
are the way the Bears are just a very different team than the Colts. That's what I mean. The only reason I hesitate is the Jaguars London factor, but otherwise, I think the Bears should run away with this.
This is it's the Pretty Boy Bowl with Trevor Lawrence and Caleb Williams. One's got the long, luscious.
You think they're pretty?
Well, I do. One's got the long, luscious blonde hair.
Jack's starting to rub off on you, little Ziggy.
One's got the long, luscious blonde hair. One's got the painted fingernails. Southern California boy. It's a Pretty Boy Bowl. I think this is a game where Caleb Williams and the Bears offense will have a lot of opportunity to capitalize off a short field, because I see the defense forcing 2 or 3 turnovers on Trevor Lawrence and this Jags offense.
So Trevor Lawrence, he dominated the Colts last week. You see him coming.
I'm not high on him right now. I think he had a great game last week at home. I think they fly across the pond now. This Bears defense.
Well, he's going to his second home, Jack.
You are right. It's a good point, but I think this Bears defense gets
that seems like something you might influence you a little.
No, it usually would, but I think this Bears D gives him a hard time.
Well, Ziggy, you were mentioning the Jaguars have the worst pass defense in the league. They're 32nd in opponent dropback EPA. The Bears, on the other hand, to support what Jack's saying here, rank first in dropback EPA. So this does seem like a spot where if you're a Bears fan, they're a 1.5-point favorite. If you're a Bears fan, you feel very good going into this, that, okay, everything they're bad at, we're kind of good at. And it's, I'm with you. I do expect Chicago. You said run away with it, right, Ziggy?
Yeah, I think this could be.
That might be a little bit. I don't know if I see Chicago running away from many teams just yet. I know they did against the Panthers. But I think the Bears win this one and maybe at the end pull away to win by double digits, like 10 or so.
There is also a world there where the Bears turn over the Jags, get good field position, and then Caleb gives it right back.
No, the Jaguars can win this game.
Yeah,
this is not. I feel more confident that Detroit beats Dallas than I do the Bears beat the Jaguars.
It's a bigger spread, so that makes sense.
Yes, Paul. Good. Same.
I feel like there's a lot of people who think that the Cowboys are good and will beat Detroit at home. This is a game in London. I don't think that's a crazy thing.
I honestly probably agree with you.
What, like with my philosophy or with what I just said that the Cowboys or the
no,
Bears?
what you just said about
Okay.
the yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
So
there's
it's
people out there who are
go-
like, oh, Cowboys at home.
yes, thank you. The philosophy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, the philosophy.
See, Ziggy,
If the Bears were at home, they would crush this game. This would be a
Oh yeah,
Oh, it'd be one of those games where they have like a block
They
punt
block a
return
punt,
for a touch.
pick
Yeah, block
six,
punt.
17 sacks. Yeah,
It'd be 17-0 in the second quarter.
with no offense.
You look at fantasy, the Bears defense would have 24 points, and you'd probably be playing them. You'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
geez, like, here we go again. Caleb wouldn't really do too much. But this is the chance here, after a win like last week, where you actually have the fan base believing to the point where people are writing articles that the Bears have finally found their quarterback and the playoffs could be on. Winning this game, getting to 4-2, just keeping that momentum going. For the Bears, maybe more than many teams in the league, that momentum is going to be important because no one believes in Chicago once things go wrong. Like, they're kind of like the Jets in some ways. It's like it starts to, like, eventually the wheels fall off. And what?
Where is Jacksonville ranked? Their secondary.
Here
32.
are their numbers.
last.
Here are their numbers. Second most. They allow the second most yards per play in the NFL. 31st in opponent EPA per play. 32nd in opponent dropback EPA. They have the 32nd ranked pass defense in yards per game. 31st in total yards per game, and 30th in points.
That's gonna be so fun when they pick off Caleb like 3 times.
It will be fulfilling for you.
I can't wait.
It will be fulfilling for you.
I changed my. I'm taking the Jaguars.
After those stats convinced you.
Yes, I'm taking Jacksonville.
I think, but if Caleb plays well and wins this game, you're open to coming around. Like, you're not shutting the door completely on Caleb, are you?
Well, I think Jacksonville's secondary is worse than Georgia. So I shut the door's still shut for now.
Oh, the door's still shut.
Like,
Okay, we'll get there.
These are bad teams, Paul. The Panthers, the Jags. These are bad teams.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Maybe.